Alright, you lot. You ever heard phrase, ignorance is bliss? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving headfirst into ridiculous world of console cheating. That's right, we're calling out twonks who think Cronus and XIM are myths and breaking down facts that keyboard warriors don't want to hear. Again. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that bollocks. It helps the channel grow, and it makes my rants a little more worth it. Let's get stuck in. Right, let's start with Star Twonker Week. User SS9, whatever. Who comments? This is such bullshit. Where's proof, dude? Some magic device exists. Where? I think this is a person who plays PC. Cheated. Got his account banned and now tries to justify it in his head that it's okay cause it was self-defense or something. First off, mate, if you'd watched bloody gameplay, you'd know I'm no cheat. Ignorance must truly be bliss in your world. I even explained in video what these devices do, but clearly you were too busy typing that drivel to listen. So you want proof? Fine.
Let me talk to you!
Cronus XIM. Heard of it? It's gadget that lets players use mods for rapid fire, no recoil, and even perfect aim assist. Then there's XIM Matrix. It lets you use keyboard and mouse on your console while fooling the system into thinking it's a controller. So now you've got cheaters rocking precision or a mouse with aim assist or a controller. You tell me how that's not cheating. There are other brands too, but Cronus and XIM are popular ones. Let me make this crystal clear for you. Consoles are not cheat-proof. Far from it. These devices exist, they work, and they're being used every single day. Although not according to Eastman Coder 9364. Dropping some absolute facts, saying, Xbox may be diff, but I know with 1000% facts you can't cheat XIM or Cronus on PlayStation as of last year. Lol. Oh, bless your confidence, mate. I mean 1000% facts. That's some serious conviction, but sadly it's about as accurate as throwing darts blindfolded. Let's unpack this nonsense. First you're claiming that cheating ain't possible on PlayStation anymore. Well, Sony did make bold attempt in January 2024 to block Cronus devices. Good for them, right? But guess what? Cronus laughed in the faces and dropped an update within a few months. Their own website states, yeah, it's there in black and white, that Cronus XIM supports PlayStation 5. As long as you're running firmware version 2.2.10 or higher, and using the Cronus XIM Link expansion adapter. They've even got a list of compatible games, which is basically everything. So much for can't cheat, eh? Now let's talk numbers, because you can't argue with cold hard stats. In last month alone, Cronus XIM sold over 8,000 units between Amazon in US and UK. That's not counting direct sales from the website or other marketplaces worldwide. And don't forget these devices don't expire, they stay in circulation. Every month more and more are out there, and you can bet they're being used. Then there's XIM. Sure, XIM devices aren't selling in Cronus numbers, but they're still out there, and people using them aren't exactly playing fair. Oh, and by the way, Eastman Coder, just because you think something, don't make it true. It's not even about opinion here. It's about facts. And fact is, cheating on PlayStation ain't just possible, it's thriving. Cronus and XIM are proof of that. Let's not ignore kicker here. Why would companies like Cronus and XIM keep releasing new devices and updates if no one's buying or using them? They've got an entire business model built on bypassing console security, and they're raking in cash doing it. So your 1000% facts are in reality 1000% bollocks. You've been sold a fairy tale, my friend, and I'm here to wake you up.
Yes! Yes! Oh, yeah! Can you feel that, buddy? Huh? 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 I have exorcised the demons. This house is clear.
Now let's move on to our next twonk who graced my promo post with this gem. Literally no one gives a shit about Cronus or XIM.
Are you sure about that?
Numbers, forums, and very existence of these devices say otherwise. Let's break it down so even most oblivious keyboard warrior can follow along. First off, if no one cares, explain booming sales at Cronus and XIM. As I mentioned earlier, these things are selling like hotcakes. Clearly someone cares, namely cheaters who are snapping these things up. Now let's talk about actual impact. Saying no one cares about Cronus or XIM is like saying no one cares about cheating in gaming. Not just wrong, it's stupid. According to a 2022 survey monkey poll, 23% of console gamers admitted to using cheats. That's 167.9 million cheaters. That's more people than population at UK, France and Germany combined, all saying, yeah, I cheat. On PC, it's even worse. 52% of players admitted to it. These are staggering numbers and they prove that cheating's a massive issue across all platforms. So no one cares? Let's look at why they care. These devices ruin experience for everyone else. But it's kicker, and it's something you should really think about. Industry cares. Why? Because cheating affects their bottom line. Developers are pouring millions into anti-cheat measures because they know players will abandon the game if cheater problem gets out of hand. And while they're fighting a losing battle, effort alone proves how much of a priority this is. And let's not forget community. Go to any gaming forum or Reddit thread about cheating, and you'll see hundreds, if not thousands, of posts complaining about Cronus, XIM, and damage they're doing to gaming experience. These aren't isolated cases, they're widespread ongoing issues. So, simp, you claim that no one cares. Not just wrong, it's laughable. People care. Developers care. Entire communities care. And if you don't see that, then maybe, just maybe, time to step outside your bubble and take a hard look at reality. But hey, thanks for the comment, because it gives me perfect opportunity to educate masses. You're welcome. Now let's get serious for a moment. Why does any of this matter? I mean, it's easy to shrug and say, so what if a few people cheat? It's not end of world. But here's the thing, not just about cheaters themselves. It's about what cheating does to the gaming community, developers, integrity at games we love. For every twonk running a Cronus Zen or XIM, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of honest players getting screwed over. Imagine grinding for weeks to improve your skills, perfect your aim, learn maps, only to get outgunned by some idiot who doesn't even have to try. You can't outplay a device that eliminates recoil or boosts aim assist to god tier levels. It's demoralising, and it's kind of thing that makes people quit games altogether. And don't forget, cheating isn't limited to casual matches, creeping into competitive games too. When cheaters get into ranked modes or tournaments, they ruin experience for everyone involved. Whole point of competitive gaming is to test your skill against others, not your ability to buy and set up a cheat device. And once that trust is broken, it's hard to get it back. Now let's look at bigger picture. Developers. You think they're just sitting back and letting this happen? Think again. Companies are pouring millions into anti-cheat measures, trying to stay one step ahead at cheaters, but it's harsh reality. It's a never-ending game of cat and mouse. For every anti-cheat update, there's a new bypass or a workaround. Just look at Sony's failed attempt to block Cronus devices. They tried. Cronus laughed, updated the firmware and kept on selling. And cost? Not just financial, it's reputation at game and trust at player base. Look at Call of Duty. Franchise has been plagued by cheaters for years, and it's one of the reasons so many players have abandoned ship. Nobody wants to play a game where they feel like they're fighting a losing battle against cheaters. But here's where it gets really interesting. Cheating doesn't just affect players and devs. It has wider implications for the gaming industry as a whole. I had a commenter who said, only true fixes will result in users losing freedom. They're not wrong. Microsoft's already hinted at implementing Xbox-like security on Windows machines, and they're partnering with chip manufacturers to install black boxes into CPUs. In their effort to combat cheating, they could end up creating a system where players lose control over their own devices, and who knows where that leads. This is why issue of cheating isn't just about a few bad apples ruining games. It's a systemic problem that affects everyone, players, developers, and industry at large. And until we start treating it like serious issue it is, things are only going to get worse. So next time someone says, who cares about Cronus or XIM? Remember this. If you love gaming, you care about fair play, and if you want communities to thrive, then you should care. Because if we don't, who will? And here's something that really grinds my gears. Lack of accountability. These companies, Cronus, XIM and like, aren't hiding its shadows. They're openly advertising the products, selling them on platforms like Amazon and even boasting about how they bypass security measures. They're profiting off destruction of fair play, and no one's stopping them. It's like watching a bank robber hand out flyers for the next heist, and everyone just shrugs. But here's where frustration gets even worse. Stigma. Whenever you call out cheaters or talk about these devices, you got Twonks in comments going, "Oh, you're just salty 'cause you're bad." Excuse me. Pointing out truth don't make someone salty, it makes them observant. If all, real salt comes from cheaters who can't handle losing without the precious gadgets. So what do? Well, not much. Because while we can dream of a world where every game is fair and cheaters get insta-banned, reality is far messier. Anti-cheat systems are like digital equivalent to airport security, always reactive, never a head at threat. For every new anti-cheat update, there's some twonk out there finding a way around it. Take Ricochet, for example, anti-cheat system for Call of Duty. We all know it's not as effective as we'd like. Cheaters adapt, devs patch, cycle repeats. It's like playing whack-a-mole, but moles are always one step ahead. Then there's devices like Cronus and XIM which exist in a weird legal grey area. They're not technically hacks, they're hardware. And because they don't modify game files or interact with software directly, they slip past a lot of anti-cheat measures. Companies like Sony have tried to block them, but manufacturers just update the firmware, and boom, they're back in business. But here's the thing, it's not just about tech, it's about culture. Cheating thrives because there's a market for it. As long as there are players willing to pay for an advantage, there'll be companies willing to sell it to them. And let's be real, these companies aren't exactly hiding. Cronus has an official website for crying out loud, and they're openly advertising PlayStation 5 compatibility. They're not scared of getting shut down, because no one's holding them accountable. But we can't just throw up our hands and do no. Developers need to keep improving their anti-cheat systems. Platforms like Sony and Microsoft need to get serious about blocking devices like Cronus and XIM. And as a community, we need to call this crap out whenever we see it. Because see, it's true. Cheating ain't going away. But that don't mean we should just accept it. Gaming's about competition, fairness and fun. And if we don't fight for that, we're letting cheaters win. So no, might not be able to stop it completely, but we can damn well make it harder for them. And that's a fight worth having. But this conversation don't end here. I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Drop your thoughts and comments below. Might even feature some of the best ones in a future video. Now, if you've enjoyed this rant, or if you're just as fed up with cheaters as I am, do me a favour, smash that like button, hit subscribe and share this video with your mates. Really helps the channel grow, and it keeps rants coming. And hey, while you're at it, why not take it a step further? Hop onto the Discord server, where real discussions happen. If you haven't already, follow me on X, where I'll probably be talking bollocks before this video even finishes uploading. And consider joining the channel as a member, and get access to exclusive perks. All links are in the description below. Right then, been a ride. I'll catch you in the next one, you magnificent.